Hello and welcome to a high-definition recording of Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay brought to you by Windshear. Operation Metro. It is a beast of a map for us. We've all been there. You either love it or you hate it. I love this match. I love this map. It's a challenge. It's an uphill battle, especially on the US side. Conquest, that is, on this course on the PlayStation. Right here I'm cooking a grenade. I don't know if you guys knew you could do this, but my buddy here, he's playing with me, MHMCC. He's like, hey, you know you can cook grenades, right? I'm like, no, I've been desperately wanting to know how. And apparently if you hold L2 and then R1, you can cook the grenade and then you release it. And that allows you to get a lot better kills with the grenade. So I'll have footage of that in all my videos from here on out. But shout out to him for giving me the heads up on that. But this is just an epic match, guys. I'm really proud of this match because, boy, I mean, the struggle of this match, it was epic, guys. We come back, we end up winning this match at the very end, and you wouldn't believe it from the footage. But I want to talk about, in particular, you know, you've seen my videos before about how you come back and you can win matches, and don't give up until it's over. Hang in there. It's incredibly rewarding if you do pull it off. But I want to talk about how you do on this map. I want to talk about tactics, and I want to talk about strategies. Because basically in this match, I'm a one-man army. I mean, it was just, I mean, I'm not going to lie, if it were not for me, we would not have won this match. There's no doubt about it. But, again, without my teammates, there's no way I could have won it because they eventually pulled through with me and, you know, halfway through the match, and we come back and we just achieve the impossible. And it's all because of one tip, and I'll mention that critical point here later in the video. Stay tuned for that tip because it is the most important tip I can give you about Operation Metro. But here in these first few clips, I'm showing again the constant struggle you have on the US side of getting up through these escalators to get to the enemy spawn. And just get, you know, behind their spawn or anything you can, because it's so easy for them to lock down the one flanking stairwell and then these two escalators. And I don't know what happened here, but somehow I get magically revived by somebody. And I'm like, still have enemies around me. I don't know what happened there, but I ended up switching between several different classes, and I think I actually ran 5 different weapons on this match in order to win it. And that's an example of how you got to use whatever you have available, whatever you know, you got to tailor the needs of the match to meet the needs to win it. And so I had to change my loadout in order to use the recon class. I had to change my loadout to use the support class, claymores. I mean, I was doing everything possible that you can as a player in this match, and sometimes that's what you got to do to win, and it's not easy. And right here, that's a perfect example. And I talk trash when people do this, but I do it myself. That's an excellent place to put a claymore, and it to stop me dead in my tracks. It's just wholly defeating when you think you're just about to finally get behind their spawn, and then something like that happens. It just, I mean, it really puts you down, but you got to stick in there and you got to keep fighting because you can still push on through. Right here I'm using the M27 IAR, the support class weapon, which I like. It's incredibly accurate even with suppressor on it. And of course this is just prior to the patch. We'll see how everything works out with the patch information. Check out my video about the patch notes that they just released. We'll see how that affects this gun now, because right now with the suppressor in this gun it's incredibly accurate still. And as you saw in the very first clip here on this match, having the suppressor on gives you a huge advantage on this match. You really got to have it on this map in particular. I keep saying match, I'm saying map. Use the suppressor on this map because when you get behind the enemy, you got to have that stealthy ability to lay low and stay off the mini-map. Now right here, you think this is a point where I'm talking about, but it isn't. I do manage to get behind them at this point, which is anytime you can do this, you want to do so. And right here again, suppressor, this allows me to stay off the grid with the enemies. And you got to get up here and take position Alpha. You're on the US side. That way you can get your teammates to spawn on Alpha and then hopefully come back and get Bravo. But I'm not going to be able to take position Bravo by myself. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do that. So right here I'm going to get up to Alpha. Use what equipment I have at my disposal because I know guys are going to try to come up behind me. Put some claymores down. Reload myself because my squad, nobody in my squad has claymores. Or squad grenades, that is. And I knew that guy was coming up for me. See what I do here? I'm going to wait for him to come to me. And I'm going to use a flank. I can do whatever I can. And call this campage, if you will. But hey, I'm just one guy here at this position trying to take it out. There's nobody in my team helping me out. There's my claymore saving my ass again. I mean, you do what you got to do to get the position here. And that's using my brain, doing whatever I can to survive here, because this is not easy to do. finally got my buddy spawned on me, and I'm watching these staircases over here because obviously they're going to be spawning over here trying to get us from capturing Alpha and doing what they can to prevent us from getting this point. I mean, this is the whole name of the game on this match, and it's why it's so difficult to win this match on this map. But claymores are so important. I mean, you really just can't even see them. Save your butt a lot, and you can capture position Alpha from either one of these buildings. So if the enemy is in the other building, if it's just you, then nobody's really going to hold the position or capture it. Also down below me, a lot of people want to go down and make the mistake of laying down prone in the Alpha, and just be careful doing that. I do that later on in the match, it works for me, but it doesn't work like that all the time. Now, right there I knew I got crosshairs on a guy. I didn't kill the guy, but I saw I got crosshairs from that claymore hit, so I knew to turn around and take him out before he came up behind me. So pay attention to those hit markers like that. See, there's another hit marker, but that time I saw it actually got the kill feed, and indeed did get the kill on the claymore. So watch those, just keep putting claymores down here. That's all I could do, and we failed to secure this position, and then yet again later in the match we're basically, right back where we started. And of course, USAS 12 here pays me a low respect, which, all in all in this match, I'm going to have to credit the other team. They did not resort to 12 gauge frags all that much, which is, just running rampant right now, but thankfully they'll be addressing that in the patch here to come. Ended up going 47-16 on this match, and that was the end of a 10 kill streak you just saw there. Or no, I'm sorry, I get the 10 kill streak later on in the match, I believe. So here we are back to square one, and here's the tip I want to talk about. Recon class. And I've noticed this before, and this has happened on numerous other times. Whenever it's going bad on a match in Operation Metro, whenever I do what you're about to see right here, we always come back and win it. And I think this is key and critical to winning this match. It's called intelligence. You got to have intelligence, you have to have intelligence, in terms of situational awareness of where the enemy team is. Putting a map down right here allows me to see an incredible amount of detail on the minimap. I see where the people are holding down positions. My teammates can see that too, and it allows my entire team to get situationally aware of where the enemy is and push up. Now look what's going on. Instantly, look how quickly this match has changed. My whole team's up here with me. We're all knowing what's going on. We know where the enemy is. The map's continually updating. I don't know what the exact range on it is, but it's very good. And you get up here and you can quickly turn the tide in just this instance. Now I have that respawn beacon below me at the same point. So that allows my other teammates to respawn right below me, get directly back in the action when we all die. You notice here I'm using my gun, the AS Val, which is just an awesome gun. One of my favorites, and I'm just going toe-to-toe with these guys and just beasting it up. Even on Operation Metro, the Recon class can still play a vital role. And this is where you absolutely have to have it, more than anything. Having that map down there, and when you respawn here, a lot of guys just don't see doing this, using the respawn beacon. When you respawn on your beacon, you have to put down the beacon again. See, I select my beacon there, okay, and now when I respawn on it, it's going to go away. It self-destructs. Now I have to plant another one. Unfortunately, I had it too close to my map, so I had to put another map down too. But those will stay there until either I change classes or I choose to spawn on somebody else. And so keep that in mind. That's how critical those are in this map. And I just don't see many people doing that. But look at this Val. I'm just beasting up headshot after headshot, getting double kills with this thing. This is a 20-round clip, and this gun can just chew through the enemy. So I encourage you to watch my review of this weapon if you don't use it. Very effective weapon. Just automatically suppress. I'm off the grid again here. Just poking away at people here, trying to hold down the enemy. Because what's most important on this map is to give your teammates time to push up with you. Now look at this. What is this epic fail right here? Like, the guy was down there at my waist level, and yet I couldn't kill that guy for some reason. That was pretty frustrating. I come back here again, make sure to just do this every time, and this will really help your team push up. Let them know where the enemy is. I see them all over here on the locker side. On the locker side. Throwing grenades in here. Keep moving. Take cover. This map is so difficult, but the moment you get to this point and you put them on the defensive, that's when you can win this match. But you got to be aggressive. You got to keep pushing up. Flanking tactics. Suppressive fire is so critical in this. Thankfully, some guys in my squad here, like MH and our teammates, were using some LMGs to keep their heads down and keep continuous fire on the enemy. But right here, you know, once we get pushed up, then I'm going to switch my class back to an offensive type of class. Once I'm convinced that my team's finally pushing up with me and using flanking tactics successfully. So once I'm comfortable with that, then that's when I'm going to change my class to here again. You'll see me really go on the offensive and just beast it up against this team. It's pretty epic. So right here, again, I'm still trying to give my team time. I notice there's a bunch of people over here on the flank, and watch me hold down 5 guys at once with an AS FAL. Look at this. I'm not getting a lot of kills, but I'm taking cover here prone. Look at that mini-map. Look how it's just flooding with enemies, and I'm holding down all these guys from... basically what I'm doing here is I'm buying my team time to come up to me. Nobody's saving my ass, unfortunately, but I'm giving my team ample time to come up here by holding down this team from... Look at this onslaught. I mean, just finally they get me here, and I don't know how I didn't get that guy, but just look how much time I bought my team to finally come up here. So finally I switched to my M60 because now I see my teammates finally pulled up here with me. Of course, we're all communicating on the mics that the enemy's on the left flank. And now I pull out the M60 and then change my tactics yet again on this match to use suppressive fire to keep the enemy down and try to get some kills and reduce this push that they're doing over here. Right here I get, I think those were frags or something, I can't tell in this feed. Oh no, that was, I got sniped from behind, that was unusual, but I get revived here, and then I'll really lay it on him. Assault class, very important on this match, but you see I did not run the assault class much at all in this match, if any. Come back over here, I kind of keep down this, that side flank with those 2 guys that come right back to that original strategy I had of shutting down the rest of this push that the enemy had. Look at the suppressive fire of this. I mean, I'm not getting a ton of kills here, just maybe got a handful, but an immense amount of suppressive fire points and assists there, which is what the M60 or any LMG is good for. So now that we kind of put down this push from the enemy, you'll see them change their tactics to try to come up through either the front of Metro or to the right flank as we approach Alpha. And I'm kind of getting a little over aggressive here, and I thought maybe I could come out around the right flank, but of course there's always one guy that there seems to be lingering, you know, at the very entrance to the door, so I was a little over aggressive with that. But now watch what I do here. Now I've changed my weapon yet again. This is a great weapon, the M249, I'll put a review out on it. But a great weapon for Operation Metro alone. I don't have much success with it with any other map, but this map in particular, it seems to be very, very beastly, because you need a lot of bullets on this map, and you also need a lot of high fire accuracy for close range engagements and longer range engagements. So this gun, I get that guy right on Alpha. I know they're on the right flank now. What I'm going to try to do is clean up a little bit on this right flanking opposition they have. Always pulling back anytime I'm taking bullets to get cover, and then I'm going to push up and try to get around them. I mean, this is what flanking is all about in this match. I just come around them and I just destroy them here at the end. And you can see the score now. We're finally turning the tide, and things are starting to go our way. And look what I do here. Okay, this is what I was talking about earlier about holding on this position. Make sure you know what you're looking at if you're going to lay out here in the open. Take cover. This doesn't work all the time, but watch this staircase, because that's where they're going to come up from. And I just destroy them here in a second. This is why LMGs are just so powerful. I mean, you just can't do this with assault class weapons. Clean up these guys. It's left and right. Push up around, and then I come around the left flank again and just destroy the team, and we end up winning the match. So keep that in mind, guys, when you're playing tactics. Change your class, change your loadout, use the pieces of equipment effectively. Look at this. That's a good thing. I don't kill that guy, but I do end up getting a kill by doing that later on, right after this death sequence. And change your classes, do what you can to destroy the enemy, use those mavs, use that respawn beacon. I mean, you saw how quick it turned the tide here in our favor. We come back and win this epic game. And again, this just describes how you can just, I mean, the feeling of accomplishment and teamwork that you get at the end of a match like this. Again, it's just unparalleled in comparison to anything I've ever played, Call of Duty, or any other first-person shooter. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that kind of gave you some tips. Keep in mind what I said. Just change up your loadouts. Don't be afraid to be aggressive, but play smartly. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if it helped you out, and watch my review of the M249.